for yourself. Hey, I don't think they understand my game plan. I got the sauce for days. Tom Brady calling plays. Don't care about what they say. I know something that they don't know. Bitch, I am next. Sammy is a beast. I'm an original individual from years ago. Hey, but I won't lie, I could be doing better. Actually, I'm talented. I can make rap, rock, or pop tunes. When I said I'm gonna be doing this forever, bitch, I meant it though. I said hip-hop landlord, you just a tenant hoe. If you hand me the mic, this kid's not stopping. Now the whole world about to know my fucking name. I don't give a fuck what your name is. Big plans, I got big plans. Why you always talking trash with your bitch ass? I've been grinding, patient, working, stacking oh so long. And it's been 10 years of me writing, recording these songs. But now I think I really got the formula so strong. Look, I came here to give the game balance. I think I'm going crazy. I bet your girl wanna have my babies. Hey, I don't got no time for hating. I feel like I am going crazy.
Boom.
There we are.
What's happening, brother?
That's exciting. Saying be yourself.
Yeah,
live and on video.
How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good, man. How was your holiday?
Good. I was going to send you a present, but you see, it's going to be backwards in the mirror. But I had a personalized bottle of Makers.
What?
But it's hard as hell to mail shit, apparently.
Get the hell out of here, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. You didn't have to do that. It's super nice of you, Mike. I appreciate it.
So I'm not really great at doing this intro thing, right? So but I'll tell everyone who I am. I'm Mike. So I'm a 41-year-old hip hop head. I've been listening to rap since the 80s. I'm not a musician. I'm not a critic. I just got a YouTube channel. So I reached out to Sam. I know what I like, and I think Sam's dope. I was a huge fan after discovering him. Sam you've been rapping for over a decade. You came to prominence on Rhythm and Flow. I mean, I wouldn't call it discovered necessarily. I don't know what you would call it per se, but obviously it brought you to a lot of eyeballs, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, Mike. I appreciate it.
I know. So I've watched your interviews I watched The Hive Mind. I watched The Lunch Table. I watched Sit Down TV. I watched Real 92.3 LA. I watched your Flawless podcast, the Skyline Sessions, and the Open Mic podcast. So I know a lot about young Sam going into this, but there's still a lot to be learned, of course, and I'm assuming that anyone watching this video has not watched as much research as I have, right? So we might repeat ourselves, but hopefully it'll keep it fresh, right?
All right, man.
I know you've explained this 100 times, but I think it's a cool story. You want to explain how you got the name Sam Be Yourself?
Yeah, totally, bro. So basically, my last name starts with a B, so I used to just go by Sam B, just the letter. And when I went to go upload my first self-produced album to all platforms, it seemed that name had already been taken, so it got denied. So what I had to do is just kind of think on the fly, and I just added an E onto the end of the B. So I was just going to be Sam B, like B-E, and then I just added the yourself because I think it's a cool message, and I think it rolls right off the tongue, Sam Be Yourself. It just kind of, it sounded good to me, and I liked it, so I just kind of rolled with that.
It is catchy. It's what really kind of made me check you out. So I didn't watch the show when it first came out.
Okay.
I saw it pop up on, YouTube recommended it. I saw Old Man Saxton. It was a hyped up video. It said Snoop Dogg can't believe Old Man Saxton or something like that. So I watched that video and I went down the rabbit hole. I saw Flawless and Beans battle. And Flawless had that killer line about, I've been eating beans. I'm Puerto Rican. I've been eating beans my whole life, right? And I was like, oh, this shit's dope.
Yeah. That might have been the best moment of the whole show, man. That was
stellar. Well, then I watched your
that might have
video.
been it. That might have been the pinnacle right there. Yeah. We were all backstage because they were the last battle of the night.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And we're all backstage and like, all right. He's just kind of slowly building his punchlines, and we're just going, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's like with every punchlines. And then he dropped that one, and we were like, "Oh!" we went nuts. So it was a fun moment.
So I saw that on YouTube before I ever watched the show, and then the next thing YouTube suggested for me was your video, My Whole Life, and I watched that, and I loved it. Yeah. And then I was reading the comments, and everybody was saying, it's bullshit that kicked you off. And I was like, well, fuck. If they don't like him, I don't know. I want to watch this show. So I just put it aside and I didn't watch it. I did listen to more Mr. Nice Raps stereo. I was hooked on that one. I mean, it was not my Spotify #1 song, but I thought it would be because I listened to that shit on repeat for a long, long time.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Stereo was, the video was good. And then the song was good, of course. And then you were just in rotation for me. And then when Isolation Chamber came out, it came recommended to me. And I started checking that out. I was like, well, maybe I should check the show because I like Sam. I want to see this more. So then I watched the whole show during, quarantine was happening. Everybody was home. And so I watched the whole show.
Yeah, you had plenty of time on your hands. Might as well check it out, right?
And I loved it. I mean, I was so into it. But like,
Yeah.
you know, the fact that your name, like Sam, the point of this was that, you know, Sam Be Yourself. I'm like, that's a cool name, right? Let's check that out. Let's see what he's saying. But it's a good message, a good name. How much thought did you put into the name itself though? Like, do you go through, like, if you ever had to work on, like I had to work on a logo for my channel and all this shit comes up, like, do you worry about the font, or should it all be one word or 3 words, or should you spell it weird or anything like that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of tested the waters too with like my friends. I was like, hey, you guys, I think I'm growing as an artist. Like, I don't think I can just go by, you know, my name and my last name initial for the rest of my life. Like, I got to have something. So I came up with the Be Yourself concept and kind of threw some lines out there, some fishing line, and kind of just sent it to some friends, sent it to some cousins, and sent them the new music and the new vibe and built a new website. And I got a lot of like, I don't know, man, Sam Be Yourself sounds really long. Like this kid I was sitting down with having meetings, I was thinking about, you know, having him represent me as my manager. And he's like, that's way too long. We got to cut that down to like SBY or like this, that, and the other. And I was just like, you know, Sam Be Yourself, Kendrick Lamar, Chance the Rapper, Tyler the Creator. That's even more, you know, like I was like, dude, and honestly, the one person that was like, yeah, that's it is my girlfriend. And I always bounce ideas off of her. Yeah. Whether it's new music, like if I play, that's why having her is great because it's an unbiased opinion. I'll play a song and she'll be like, check out this new song I made. And she'll be like, yeah, like that's not it, fam. Like that's not it.
Is she a big hip hop fan or is she just a
hell yeah,
fan?
Hell yeah,
oh, really?
Yep. Yeah, we when we first started dating, that was like our mutual bond, man. Music. We would send music back and forth to each other all the time. And I was already rapping and putting out little mixtapes and had a little buzz in my neighborhood at the time when we first started dating. But yeah, she's when I hit her with the new name and showed her the new website that I was developing and the new music that was coming, and she was like, "Yeah, this is it. This is dope." So that's when I really started trying to brand myself and package myself as an artist, which was ultimately what got me onto Rhythm and Flow, because I didn't have a lot of followers and like a huge amount of streams at the time. But the way I was presenting myself was professional. I had my website. I had my professionally shot music videos. I had quality music that I was recording and producing on my own. And, you know, I think the personality shined through. So, yeah, that changing my name to Sam Be Yourself and really establishing that branding, that packaging, that's ultimately what got me on the show, because they were like, okay, this kid's taking it serious and he just needs our help now.
I heard you talk about that, and that's such a good message to like the younger people watching or anyone aspiring musician, right? To, you know, have all your shit in order, like you were really prepared, like, and even like your older songs are really quality. Like if you go back, I've looked at all your songs on Spotify and YouTube Music and all your YouTube videos, and even your older stuff. I mean, it's top notch quality, right? Like it wasn't like, you know, garbage and then you're on the show and all of a sudden now you have a good song. But like,
right. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I put a lot of work into it. I went to school for audio engineering. As far as the industry goes, you know, it's a pretty basic understanding of how to mix and master and you know, in the way that the sonics of different sounds and beats and melodies will just attach to your brain and stuff. So yeah, I have a pretty basic understanding. I did a short school program on that just so I could cut the middleman out, really, which is shitty because people make their living that way. But yeah. I wasn't about to keep, you know, spending $80 an hour inside of a recording studio, and I could just do it right here. But sometimes I'll send it out to professionals to get it, you know, mixed or mastered. But for the most part, it's all me.
Yeah, I mean, now it's a little easier, I guess. But you know, back in the day, certainly when you had to go to like a full studio and do full mixing and mastering, it really would have been, you know, because I'm older than you, right? So like I had younger friends, and I had a little independent label here in Kentucky when I was younger, and like it was a fortune to get people to master stuff, and it's so important. Like it sounds like garbage until it's properly mastered, and if you can do that on your own, I mean, you're really saving money and time.
It helps, but it's also a lot of work too. You can burn. In the middle of quarantine, probably around like Halloween, like October, after I was putting out all these freestyles on my Instagram and I packaged them up and put out a mixtape, Isolation Chamber, and doing all this and doing all that. It's like you stretch yourself thin, man. When you're the one who's writing the shit, producing the shit, mixing the shit, mastering the shit, then you got to go and come up with a budget to try to promote it and get it out there. It's just like when you're doing it all on your own, man, you could wear yourself thin. So I actually got with a new management company, and they're starting to lighten the load for me here moving forward into the top of next year. So things will start getting a little bit easier for me, so I can just kind of focus on the creative side of things.
Yeah, that's that Russ mindset, right? Where you're writing, you know, everyone hates Russ, but
I love the dude, man. Like I don't necessarily like go out of my way to like bump his tunes or like wake up in the morning like throw that Russ on, but his music is great.
I like a lot of his songs. Like, I don't understand all the. I mean, I guess it's kind of. I don't watch all the interviews with him and stuff as much as I do like you and Jacob and other. As far as the songs I've heard, I really like. So I don't understand the hate he gets. Maybe he's a douche or something, but like.
Oh yeah. That's kind of the energy. It looks like people would like think he's like pompous or like full of himself, but it's like, dude, he did all that shit. Dude's worth millions of dollars. He sells out arenas, and
I mean, Kanye did. I mean, Kanye said, I made 5 beats a day for 2 summers or something like that. And, I deserve to do these numbers, right? So.
Yep. Yeah, I think I saw an Anderson .Paak quote about that too, where he was saying, man, 2 beats a day minimum every day for years. But that last shit Russ put out was dope, man. It was like that. It was like a hip hop EP where he's really rapping, rapping.
Yeah, because he had like the old Tigger from Rap City.
In the basement with Big Tigger. Yeah, that was cool, man. That was super dope to see that. Yeah, he's really like rapping. Like he's got Benny the Butcher and like Black Thought, and he's keeping up. He's not getting smoked by those guys, which is impressive. So shout out to Russ.
I mean, Black Thought's giving you props. Then what more do you need, right? I mean, that's
If Benny the Butcher's hopping on your songs and Black Thought and all that shit, like you're good. But yeah, shout out to Russ, man. He's dope.
So what do you listen to now? Like I saw you're on Twitter. You talked about Juicy J and Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, man. Freddie Gibbs obviously had a great project this year with Alchemist. It's been on repeat. I love Juicy J's new album. There's an R&B kid named Giveon. That's incredible. Listening to him. Big Sean's album was really instrumental in helping me mentally get through this year with his album Detroit 2. Just a lot of stuff, man. It really just depends. I'm such a big music head and music nerd and fan of all different genres and styles and stuff. So some days I'll wake up and I want to hear like house music or ghetto tech, or like last night I was like 8 beers deep blasting Hootie and the Blowfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like
Instagram story.
Yeah, I was going through a Darius Rucker phase for like 3 hours last night. Like I don't
listen to his country music.
I haven't dove too deep into his because
really
I'm not a
country fan either, but like
I'm not a big country fan, but he's dope, and I really like his cover of Wagon Wheel. So I might have to check it out.
I didn't do a deep dive into it, but that Wagon Wheel song, of course, I heard in a handful of songs there. And like, I mean, he's solid.
That's what I'm trying to get him on a hook, bro. That'd be nuts, man. That golden voice.
Obviously you're a rapper and you're a music fan, but do you feel required to listen to music every day? Like, is that like research for you? Like, do you feel like you got to keep up with what's hot right now?
I do, as far as the culture, as far as hip hop, I stay on my P's and Q's and I make sure I keep my ear out there, see what kids are doing and see what guys are doing. I don't necessarily go out of my way to like, all right, I got to hear this new project because it's just, bro, we're getting inundated every Friday.
So much stuff. Well, like, right, I was trying to prepare to talk to you. So, I'd listen to your songs already, but I kept them on repeat just for this. But then Jack Harlow had a new album, and then Eminem had a new album. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. I like Harlow. You're from Kentucky too, right? Yeah. I like Jack Harlow, man. That album was good.
Yeah, I like that kid. He's obviously way younger than me. I have a kid that's his age. And I remember when he was real young, like still in high school, 16 or 17. And the kid was like, Jack Harlow was up at so-and-so. And I was like, who the hell's that? And then so she's like, he's going to be the big thing. And I started checking him out. And like, he was dope in high school. Like it was.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I caught his wave for a couple of years before What's Poppin'. I was still living in Chicago at the time, and he had this song called like Dark Knight that started going viral.
A dumb looking thumbnail for YouTube, but the song was great. Like he's like leaning back on the car.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and like he was still like goofy looking Jack Harlow with the big glasses and the curly hair, and I was like, man, if he can get that, like, man, I knew when I saw that, I was like, oh, this kid's coming.
He had a song called Riding Around Town whenever he was like really, I mean, he was probably 16 years old probably, and like
I remember that. Yeah,
and that song is, I think he's kind of scrubbing some of his older music from the net, but like I don't know if that one's still in there, but it's a banger. Do you feel like you can't listen to older stuff, or like if I listen to too much old music, I'm gonna get out of that zone of the newer sound?
I have to, just like for my mental state, like I have to go back and listen to old Eminem freestyles every here and there, and old Jay-Z and A Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and all that shit. I gotta go back and do that from time to time, because that's like Illmatic, like that's the album that like made me like, okay, I want to quit playing baseball and I want to fucking I want to rap. Like that's what I want to do for a living. So yeah, of course, I go back, listen to that stuff all the time, and there's always a time and place for that old school sound. Like I recently put out, it was a while ago, but I put out a song called Live from Detroit, and that's got that old feel, like it's got that old feel, but it still kind of feels current to today. So it's like
Your first line's an old reference, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I still get inspired by those sounds. I still go back and listen to it, but also you got to remain with the times if you want to be successful in today's rap game, for sure.
I really like that song. I was actually, so I have Google TV, so I watch YouTube on my television set half the time, right? More than like,
nice.
And so like my son and I go through videos, and especially in quarantine, right? We're just watching dumb shit all the time. And we happened to be online right when that song went live. So like I was one of your first probably 10 listens to that song.
Sweet, man. Sweet. That's amazing.
That was solid though. I'm a big fan of that song. Do you feel weird about like, do I need to do too many collaborations, or do I need to stay solo, or like?
Yeah, I like to reach out to people for collaborations, whether it's friends from the Rhythm and Flow show or, you know, hometown people here in Detroit or whatever. It really just depends on like vibes. You know, it's kind of hard to reach out to people randomly on the internet, like when you've never really met them and you don't really know what the vibe is and like how they are as a person, because that shit can come back to bite you too. Like if you do a song with somebody and then you put that song out and then all of a sudden they're getting canceled because they're like, you know, because they're fucking molesting people or something crazy. It's like, you just never know, man. You kind of have to like, you got to be careful about that stuff too. But for the most part, yeah, I just reach out to people that I genuinely fuck with, that I really know, that I really like. I see what they're doing. They're dope. We would go good together. You know, we would sound dope on a song together, that kind of thing.
So I'm in the same boat. Like I reached out to Jacob and you, of course, and like I like both of you all from the show and like your music. And then like, but Jacob, he has like, you're easier to reach than Jacob. Like Jacob has like 3 managers and stuff. So like at first, like he didn't respond. And I was like, man, am I gonna have a hard time listening to Jacob if he just blows me off?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it puts a bad taste. It's fucked up, man. It puts a bad taste in your mouth. That happens to a lot of people. You see a lot of kids that come up and they're like, oh my God, that was my idol. I had a poster of that dude on my wall. And then they met them in the studio in real life. And they were like, wow, I fucking hate that person. Like, I don't know why I would ever like that person, you know? So it's happening. It's real. So shout out to Jacob. He's a good kid. He came through for you. That's my brother. Yeah, I hit him up for a verse and that shit was back in a few days. So shout out to Jacob.
Yeah, he generally goes to the studio. I think you're more a home studio kind of guy, right?
Yeah, I can bang out a track like same day, but he had to write the verse, go to a studio there in Denver, and then send it. But yeah, it's dope.
I like Jacob a lot. Like I'm a big fan of his music, and just meeting him and talking to him on here, he was really cool, dude.
He's uncompromisingly himself.
Yeah,
so, I like that about him.
So obviously you got on the show I've heard you say this 1,000 times that Chance put out a link, you got on there. So you were following Chance. So you were a fan of Chance. In my opinion, Chance was kind of mean to you on the show. Not mean, but like he was always hard on you.
Yeah.
Does that sour your opinion at that point? Like, does that?
No, not really. See, a lot of people keep saying that too. They're like, man, fuck Chance. Like he didn't give you a fair shot. At the end of the day, bro, I'd auditioned in Chicago for Chance. Like he's the one who was like, yeah, man, you're dope. That was sick. You're going to Hollywood. Dope. Whatever. I think he's just going to be honest at all times. That's just him. Like, I don't take anything like he says with a grain. I don't take anything that any of those judges said like to heart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like at the end of the day, it's like, it's Hollywood. It's a TV show. Someone's got to be the Simon Cowell, the bad guy, or like something like, I don't know what the role is or whatever it was, but no, at the end of the day, they were just going to have to get me out of there because I was not going to go up there and perform badly or get lyrics or make some trash music. Like they were going to have to send me home because they don't want me to fucking be there no more. Like that's kind of what happened. So, I mean, it is what it is. I put my best foot forward and I'm completely satisfied with how everything went down.
It was weird. It was kind of swapped between you and Jacob, like Chance seemed to love Jacob and T.I. was the one that I think finally edged him out. But on the other hand, T.I. seemed to always be a huge fan of you.
Yeah. T.I. from the jump was like, yeah, this kid's dope. We talked a tiny bit like in passing. And yeah, in Detroit, we always say, what up, doe? That's kind of like our thing. So anytime he'd see me, he'd be like, what up, doe? So yeah, I think it's a mutual respect thing. He's got a lot of love for Detroit and he's done tons of shows here and shit like that. But even Cardi, like you can sit there and you can roast on me for my appearance all day. Like, bro, I'll quit. Like the Bill Gates jokes. Like, I'm glad that's funny to you because at the end of the day, like I'm still up here rapping my ass off. And she said that. Like, it's like I looked at you and I did not expect that shit to come out of your mouth. So, like you can have fun and joke and do whatever you want, but you can't sit there and tell me I'm whack. So
no, she was always complimentary. I mean, that I'm sure I guess you heard that probably 1,000 times after that Bill Gates son.
If one more dude call me Bill Gates, son, I'ma find out where you live. I'ma pull up to your crib. I'ma pull out the stick. I ain't talk about a gun. Talk about my dick and I'm looking for your mom. Lick. I'ma make the bitch come. I ain't gonna pull out. I'ma get the bitch pregnant. Now your new little brother, my son.
Yeah, put it on your songs, right?
Yeah, she was saying that shit basically like every challenge. I was like, all right, like, it's getting old now. That's why for the sample challenge, I took my glasses off and threw on that all white outfit, and I was like, and you can't crack jokes. I look fly as fuck up here now. Like, fuck you mean? But yeah, no, it was a good time, man. They're all super nice merchandise people at the end of the day. Like,
have you ran into any of them afterwards?
No, I have not. I immediately hit the road after the show. I started doing gigs out in Cali, Arizona, Atlanta, and New York, and Chicago, and Detroit, and Canada. I didn't really run into them. And then I flew home from New York City after doing my show there. 3 days later, the whole country shut down. So, yeah, man. I haven't seen nobody.
So I think you did a good job of capitalizing. I mean, obviously, it's the worst possible scenario for you and Jacob or anyone that show, because the show just hit and people don't watch it instantly necessarily. I mean, a lot of people watch it instantly, but people follow up, and then that just crushes, your touring and all that, right?
I'm still shocked at the lack of music that has come out from people in rhythm and flow. It's like you had that moment, and the best way to capitalize and really grow and build a real deal fan base is getting out there on the road and doing shows. I don't care if there's 5 people in that building or if it's sold out. Like, the best way you build that following and that family type fan base is you go, you do those shows, you hang out afterwards, you take pictures, you talk to people. After my Atlanta show, kids walking up to me like, dude, I drove here from Kentucky, bro. I drove here from Alabama. I drove here from Tennessee, bro. I drove 5 hours just to come to this show. Like, that's the shit that you got to do, man. So yeah, I really tried the best I could to have a bunch of gigs lined up after the show, as much shit as I could. Glad I did it, because then, everything shut down. So
yeah, it is shocking how much those people from the show have not capitalized on that. Obviously D-Smoke's doing his thing, solid, right? Grammy and all that. Yeah. Jacob put out like an EP, but really not very much. He put out a couple singles. You've had multiple things out, but like, people like Caleb hasn't put out hardly anything.
I get the whole thing, like, patience is key and greatness takes time. And at the end of the day, man, this is like an ADHD world that we live in, bro. Like, you put out a song on Friday and they're done talking about it by Monday. I don't care if you're the biggest artist in the world, dude. Unless you're fucking Drake or Taylor Swift. A few days after you put that track out, someone already put out some new shit.
Even him, like, you can see his numbers were dropping by Friday. Like, because this is the first time he's not came out number one, because Taylor Swift's out at the same time. So they were tracking his numbers every day. You can see them steadily declining, which is crazy to think about that.
But yeah, that guy's like a workaholic. I'm sure that dude literally has like thousands and thousands of tracks just ready to go, because that's all that guy knows and that's all that guy does. But you got to keep putting shit out, man. You don't know what's going to work if you're not dropping music. If you're not throwing shit against the wall, you don't know if it's going to stick. Can't score if you don't shoot, kind of thing, right?
So you're a Detroit kid, right? Which has a deep musical history, not just regular music, but rap as well, which is a relatively new art form, right? Compared to other music.
Sure.
Do you feel required to like people from Detroit? Do you feel like against people from Detroit? Like, how's that?
No, I feel required to like them, even if they're trash. I don't, it's like, and hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me someday in the future. Hopefully I'll be able to reference this interview if it ever happens. But like, I'm not beefing with nobody from Detroit. I'm not shitting on nobody from Detroit. I'm not doing none of that, dude. Especially if they're an established artist in the industry and they're doing, like, I'm not shitting on nobody. Their music might not be for me. I don't wake up every day and I'm like, blast that shit, but at the end of the day, I got nothing bad to say about nobody from Detroit.
Because I'm in Kentucky here, and like in my town, like, it's the rap scene's obviously not as big as Detroit or Chicago, but like typically people kind of hated stuff here. Like before Jack Harlow, Napparoos was the last thing that really got big, and they had to leave town to get big. And then even Jack Harlow, he went to Atlanta to get big. So like,
exactly. He had to go to DJ Drama in the A. So I don't know. There is beefs and tensions here between a lot of people. It is what it is. It's just human nature. It's going to happen. But like, you see, the reason that Atlanta's been running the rap game since Outkast came out in 95, like, the reason that they've been running shit for this long is because they hold it down for each other. Cities like Detroit, cities like New York, cities like Chicago, we beef with each other. Like, that's how it is what it is. Like, you've seen all those classic New York beefs and Chicago kids, and you've seen it here in Detroit when M and Royce used to have problems with each other and shit like that. So it is what it is, but that's how you thrive as a city, and that's how we take it to the next level. Everybody hold each other the fuck down, no matter what lane you're in, what style you're in. If you rap about the streets, if you're not from the streets, it doesn't really matter. Everybody should just, hold it down for each other. That's how I feel, but easier said than done when money gets involved or family gets involved and shit like that.
Like, Jacob had so much love for Denver, but like, it sounded to me, I mean, I'm not from Denver, I've never been to Denver, but it sounded like it wasn't mutual there. Like, there seemed like there was like a lot of dissension there.
That's weird. I mean, I don't really know what the dynamic is out there in Denver. I don't really know.
Well, like, Old Man Saxton was on the show, and Jacob, they didn't know each other and they both from Denver.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they're both like polar opposites as far as like style of rap. So yeah, that's a weird dynamic out there. I don't mean weird as in bad weird.
Yeah,
but just like
no, I mean, I think it's common in, you know, smaller cities. They're not, I mean, different not small city, but cities where the music scene's not really as popping as it is in other places. Like it's, everybody wants to be that one person to put them on the map. Like, you know, like Jack Harlow just talks about Kentucky nonstop, and like, you know, he's going to be a legend here to, you know, he put Kentucky on the map or Louisville on the map, or you know, as far as music goes. As
far as, you know, success and album sales and single sales and shit like that, I don't think anyone's ever really done it out of Kentucky like him. It's an interesting dynamic. I'm sure it's much harder to try to make it as a rapper out of Denver than a lot of other places. You know? As
far as I made, you know, like I heard you say in a podcast before that you were, prior to the show, you were going to open mics 3 nights a week. And, you know, like here, they don't have that. We had like once a week or something like that. It wasn't, you can't go to everywhere. Like I'm sure in Detroit, you can go anywhere in a non-pandemic world, of course, and have an open mic. Yeah,
it's a ton of that. Leaving my comfort zone and shit too, man. I lived in Chicago for a few years. Growing as a human being, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you don't have to leave where you're from. It's on you. You got to have the dope music and shit like that. And sometimes it's just like, man, for your music to get better and for you to grow as a person and as an artist, and like, you might have to leave for a little bit. I'm not saying leave for the rest of your life, but like,
well, it's a different ear there, right? You know, once you've established yourself somewhat in a local city, you have friends there, people glad to see you.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
If you're not in your city, if you show up at a brand new spot, people don't know who you are, and some of them may just hate you right off the bat. So if you can win those over.
Yeah, man, because then they'll be like, oh, when you blow up, they'll be like, man, he was never here. He left. He moved out. He moved out of the city years ago, man. Like that's how it is what it is, man.
I've liked Detroit, Michigan music for a long time. Let me see how deep your love goes. You like Danny Brown?
Love Danny Brown, man.
Black Milk?
Black Milk, incredible. Yep.
He had an album called Album of the Year that was fantastic, right?
Fantastic. Yep.
That one, I mean, he just rolled nonstop.
He's like such an incredible producer too, man. Like rapping, incredible, but like, oh my God, his production is so incredible.
What about, you're much younger than me. What about MC Breed? Are you old enough for?
MC Breed, ain't no future in your front, bro. Yeah, man. Shout out to Flint.
What about the horrorcore scene? ICP, you listen to them at all?
I don't fuck with them. No, I mean, it's not like, it's just not for me. It's not for me. I don't like their music.
What about not as Esham? A little more horrorcore.
Same thing. Tons of respect. Legend in the game, but like, I don't really listen too much. But
do you know Twisted?
Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
What about King Gordy?
King Gordy. No.
He's like an offset of them. He's friends with Bizarre from D12. He has an incredible flow. He's horrorcore, and like he says like the most horrendous shit in horrorcore, but just flow is incredible.
That's not my style of rap, but yeah.
What about Dayton Family?
No, I don't think I've heard Dayton Family.
Dayton Family, they're older. Flint, Michigan, Top Authority, Dayton Family. They were big in the 90s and later, so like.
Okay, cool.
But they were pretty gangster. It's like they legit, I think, went to jail and the FBI raided them and stuff. Right?
yeah. The music was all a front for the cocaine or whatever.
Well, let's get the white rapper stuff out of the way, right? So obviously, when I was younger, white rapper was like an anomaly, right? We had Beastie Boys. Obviously, Vanilla Ice blew up. Everlast was still dope. He was with Ice-T's Rhyme Syndicate before he was House of Pain, and obviously went on his own career. But then, now I don't think it's as much as, I mean, obviously it comes up probably in every interview you have, but like, is it really a stigma? Because like Mac Miller obviously was solid. Ritz is incredible. MGK, Action Bronson. I don't like G-Eazy, but like there's so many white rappers now that are respected and like at a solid level. Is it still weird to be a white rapper, or do you think it's?
I just think that like you got to come correct. Like you got to prove yourself more than the average. But like, no, I don't think yet. I think that shit's over, man. Like it is what it is. It's just like hip hop has become the #1 genre in the entire world. People listen to hip hop more than anything else. So it's like, it doesn't really matter anymore, man. If you're nice, you're nice. Like if you're dope with this shit, if your music is good, your music is good. It's important, and it's important for white rappers to know where this shit came from, that it came from the struggles of black and brown people in New York in the 70s. Like, that's where this shit came from, man. It was you got to know the history of hip hop. You got to do your research, man. You got to go back, and not even just white kids. Everybody should know where this shit came from and know the history and just how to maneuver around so you don't look like a clown. You don't look like a culture vulture.
I'm always a bigger fan of an artist that references, like, you can tell it, like, Jacob is a younger kid, but he clearly knows his history of music, and like he puts references to songs in his other songs. And like, Tech Nine did that back in the day. You always have, your first line from I Be the Key.
Hey, My beats are rap, what key beats a lot. Know my history, cause I studied a lot.
When someone's a student of the game, I like that, right? You can tell like they're not just here trying to get some money. You know, they love it and they're really trying to get there.
Yeah, that's just what you got to do, man. You gotta know where this shit came from and know that at the end of the day, as a white person, you're a guest in this house of hip hop, bro. Like, you're a guest, so take your fucking shoes off at the door and respect it. On
the other side of the coin, is it harder to be a white rapper from Detroit, since obviously Eminem's the biggest thing ever? And
no, not necessarily. I think they're always gonna make that connection, right? They're like, "Ooh, white dude from Detroit." Like, there's already been one of that, but we're completely different, and we don't rhyme the same. We don't make the same sounding music and all that good shit. So it doesn't really affect me much. But yeah, there's always going to be, that's probably what intrigued the producers at Netflix. Like, ooh, white kid from Detroit. We know one of those. Like, so yeah, it is what it is, but shout out to Eminem.
All right. What about, let's get back to your normal life. So what's the day like for Sam B yourself on the Primo beats? You have a song called Too Real. You say, I wake up every day and practice because I'm about to get some shows across the Atlas.
Yeah, I wake up every day and practice, and because of it, I'm about to get some shows across the Atlas. And I'm out for the cheese like queso. Better pay that fee, need peso. I get whatever I need when I say so. You know that you're the Sam B, don't play, bro.
Which is a dope line, but like, is that really, do you really practice every day? Or like, do you?
Oh, hell yeah, bro. I'm up every day standing right in front of my computer like I am right now. You can't see, but right below me here is my keyboard. Right here's my microphone. Like, yeah, man, it's what I'm doing every day.
Every single day make music. Every single day go stupid. If I ain't recording or writing, I'm spitting lightning so frightening. You got a problem with it, dog, then come fight me.
With the holiday that just came, maybe take a few days off or whatever and relax. But like, before I jumped on this call, bro, I was making a beat. I was making a brand new beat.
Till I wake up every single day and cook a mean instrumental.
Do you set aside a certain amount of time to work? Like, I'm gonna work on beats for an hour and then I'm gonna work on writing rhymes for an hour, or is it just whatever comes to you at the moment?
Yeah, it usually comes organically. Like, if I make a beat, I'll sit down and start writing to it. Or if I hear a dope beat on YouTube or some shit, I'll write to it. And I might not use those lyrics that I just wrote for that beat. I might use it to a beat that I already made or something. So I don't have to go pay for the beat or get a sample cleared or something like that. It usually just happens organically. There's no really like set time structure.
Do you ever think I should just make beats, or like give up rapping and just be a producer, or opposite? Like, you don't think I should just stop fucking with beats and just rap?
No, I think if anything, it would be the opposite. Like, if I could get in the studio with a real dope producer and knock out a whole project so I can just focus on writing the best songs possible, the best lyrics possible, that's what I would do. But I would never give it up forever. I started rapping before I ever started making beats, but it just intrigued me because I could play guitar and I could play drums and all these things and a little bit of piano here and there. And I'm like, man, I should just start cooking my own shit. So, and then there's also, I have aspirations of like producing an entire album for somebody else, like a R&B act or a rapper from my hometown here, and trying to use my platform and give them a whole batch of beats and maybe jump on a song or two or something like that. But yeah, no, I think it comes and goes in phases. Like, I go through these phases where I'll be making beats. And I'll go through phases where I'm writing to them. So if I could do one thing, yeah, it would probably be lock in with a producer in a studio and create a whole album with the same concise sound and that kind of thing.
Well, I heard you say that you're writing for other people.
Yeah, I've been approached to. I haven't done a lot, but yeah, I've definitely been approached.
Rap songs or not, or more
both.
like...
Both. Yeah. Rap songs for sync, songs that they would use for TV and radio and shit like that. But yeah.
When you make a beat or a song, like, do you listen to it multiple places? Like, obviously you have your computer set up there. Do you go to your car and like put it in, listen to it for a little bit?
Got to do the car test. Definitely got to go bump it in the car and drive around. Go to your homie's house, and while we're all kicking it and drinking and chilling or whatever, throw it on. So they'll be like, what the fuck is this? Test it out with the friends and shit like that. So yeah, definitely.
You got a Jeep?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Jeep in both your videos. Like, you had the old Jeep and got a newer Jeep?
Yeah. Using my girl's white Jeep. Yep.
Yeah. I got a 2016 Wrangler.
Yeah. They're great cars.
Do you feel like the look is obviously part of it? Do you feel compelled to be in shape? Like, do you need to work out and like...
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, I just do it for mental health and mental stability. But yeah, definitely, man. I, gotta be cognizant of how I look and shit like that all the time. Definitely, man. That's part of the game, I guess.
I would think being in shape would make it easier to rap faster, but like, obviously, there's plenty of fat guys that are killer rappers. So,
it doesn't. Yeah, that shit don't matter. You've seen Big Pun and how fast he can rap and his breath control, and
it's insane. Yeah.
Dude, I watched Action Bronson perform one time, and that dude, well, he's lost a bunch of weight now, but like at the peak of how big he got at one point, and this man, it sounds exactly like it does on Spotify or something. Like, it's incredible.
His life was insanely unhealthy. Like, he was on that Hot One show where eating chicken wings, and like he was smoking weed and drinking champagne right out the bottle and eating, like, you know, now he's turned it around. He's lost a bunch of weight, but like it's shocking to see like he really lived like that. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm glad he got healthy, man.
So obviously in today's rap world, social media is super important. All your socials, of course, everything's at Sam B yourself, which is good that you can get that consistent across there. And I would encourage anyone watching this to follow Sam on all the things. A lot of artists just kind of like spam things, but you do something neat. You're kind of different on every platform. Like, you have thoughts on Twitter, and you have pretty interesting thoughts. And on Instagram, you had like a little show you were doing for a while on your Instagram. And then even like your YouTube, you take pretty seriously. You have a lot of videos on that. Not just videos, but like you'll just film yourself, you know, in your living room rapping, which is pretty cool.
Yo, dog, it amazes me how you making bread when you basically the epitome of garbage. I'm ready for the harvest. I'm sipping red wine while I'm listening to Marvin Gaye. What you say, man? We ain't in the same lane. I've been living all alone since I was a baby. Once again with the flawless flow, man. You wanna link up and make music? No thanks. No thanks. No, no. And I woke up and I know I'm me. I can feel the vibration down in the street.
Like, I don't even have a Facebook account, but I looked there because I was interviewing you, and there were totally different shit on Facebook that was not on somewhere else.
I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
Took some time away cause I was contemplating life. Music biz a bitch, but yeah, the compensation nice. Discussing future plans with good tequila over ice. I told them that the world would know my name, and I was right. If you in the dark, then keep on searching for the light. Here to fuck up the game, you stuck in my way, you pay the price. In love with the pain because in the way it helped me earn my stripes. When they hear my name, there's nothing to say, but damn, that boy is nice. Hold up, they told us I'd never glow up. I roll up live from the motor. You quote us, but don't control us. You know us, at least you think you do. Evil dudes try to speak at you, talking sub through them speakers till I popping up on them like peekaboo. Hello, ratchet bitches, it's me. That one rapping ass white dude you seen on TV. Just cause I ain't posting every day don't mean that I'm free. You about to see another side of Sam that you never see. I'm gone. Yeah, I'm coming soon. Can you stay up my back? Only speak the truth. Yeah, you know I'm speaking facts. Yeah, I'm coming soon. Would you stay up my back? If I wrote the tunes, then you know it's gonna slap like that.
Like,
totally. Yeah, man. I kind of try to keep it interesting. I don't want it to be like same thing across all platforms, you know. Try to keep it interesting. So yeah, that's definitely what I go for. But
you're pretty funny. Like, you had you made a couple of short videos promoting your merch, and they're pretty funny. Like, a lot of people can't be funny. Like, they're just not funny. Like, those would be cringy or something. Like, but like yeah. It was pretty good.
Yeah, with the pandemic really affecting the music business, I've been trying to push this merchandise so I can make a little bit of money. I mean, I've been going around my apartment building, door to door, hitting the streets, just doing whatever I can to really spread the word, and I think we had a pretty good day. I feel good about today. Hey, how's it going? Sorry to bother you today. My name is Sam. I'm actually a rapper that lives right here in the building. I got some merchandise that's available for pre-order, so I just want to stop by and give you a follow. How you doing today? Wait. Deck the halls with Sam Be Yourself merch. Follow.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have a second?
Take this. Buy the fucking merchandise. Buy it. Buy it.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I try to, man. I try to make people laugh, just even outside of music. It's definitely something that I do, you know, in my group of friends and when I'm around family and stuff. That's usually I'm the one making people laugh. If I wasn't rapping, making music, I'd probably be chasing stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
That's what I would probably be trying to do, or acting, you know.
Do you like the comedic raps like Lonely Island or?
No, I'm not really too big into like the Lonely Island, but I do love comedy rap. Like obviously Lil Dicky's taken it to places we've never seen before. There's a guy, he used to be an actor. I think he still does a little bit of acting here and there, but his name's Simon Rex. He goes by Dirt Nasty.
Yeah.
And like,
did you listen to Mickey Avalon and all that? Like,
yeah, does shit with Mickey Avalon and Andy Milonakis and shit. Like, they're dope, you know.
That's Mickey Avalon. That's all my dick is one of the funniest songs. Like,
oh yeah, and it's a dope song. Like, it's a great rap song. If it's gonna be comedy rap, it's gotta be dope. Like, that Lonely Island shit's kind of goofy, but yeah, there's some really good comedy rap out there for sure.
You had an angry tweet one day about Spotify not paying artists shit. Right? And then like Bridget Kelly from Joe Budden, she said she only made $28 from 1.5 million streams. But it's also like misleading because like, you know, I have a YouTube channel. I have a video that has 250,000 views and only made $100. But then I have another video I made last week that hit 85,000 views and it's already made almost $300. So like, I don't know the algorithm, but like, I guess it's like if it's something.
Yeah, man, that's the whole thing. It's just like these platforms only exist because of us. Like you guys are playing music and people are running to your platform because they want to hear us, not what you dumb motherfuckers that are wearing wearing suits and drinking coffees around a big ass table. Like they're not going there for you, they're going there for us. So I think there's change coming big time, and if not, you're gonna see people done with that shit. You're gonna see people that are gonna go to websites like Bandcamp.
Well, like that Tiana Taylor said she was gonna retire because she wasn't, you know, making enough money essentially from that.
Yeah, it's not worth it, bro. It's really not worth it. It's tough, especially now that we can't do shows.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So if you're relying on your streaming money, unless you're some massive artist that's getting millions and millions and millions of streams a week and shit, like you're not making much money, man. So. And
then you see that, you know, Spotify pays Joe Rogan $100 million. So like.
Right. Deservingly so. Great podcast. But yeah, you know.
But I mean, it's shocking they can pay that much money to him, but not pay so much to, you know, I've seen, you know, even Eminem was like suing them for not getting paid his proper money. And like,
oh yeah. I mean, once Joe Budden and his crew signed their deal with Spotify, the first episode they put out crashed the app. It crashed fucking Spotify. Like, and they'll go pay the white man $150 million, but they wouldn't give Joe what he wanted to re-sign, so he left, you know, like. It's just weird. They just want you to kind of fall in line and keep using their shit and keep paying that $9.99 a month and do whatever. Like they don't really give a fuck about us at the end of the day. It was just it's just angry, just tweeting out some thoughts. But
obviously you don't talk about the amounts, which is, you know, I wouldn't ask that. But like, where does the bulk of it come from? Like right now we can't tour. Where do you get the most money? Is it the Spotify or Pandora or YouTube?
Yeah.
You make more money from one versus the other?
The one that pays out the most is Tidal. That's Jay-Z's company, and it's more artist friendly. But yeah, relying on that and then just getting little bags here and there, you know, whether that's promotion for other people, selling some beats, just really trying to piece it together, man. It's rough for an independent musician right now. It is rough, and whoever makes it through this shit and comes out next year looking strong and still on top of their game, those are going to be the successful ones, man. So just trying to stay consistent and trying to stay hardworking. I got a ton of music ready for next year. Hopefully we'll get everybody vaccinated and we'll start doing shows again.
I assume all your numbers spiked after the show came out.
Oh yeah, totally.
Did you just sit there and watch and refresh and just be like, let me see what I got now?
Totally. Yeah, I had people texting me like, holy shit, man, your Instagram's at 25,000 followers now. Holy shit, it's at 85, dude. And then a day, holy shit, it's at 110. And it's just like, yeah, it was fun to watch.
What about now? Do you still like, I wake up in the morning, like YouTube's not my job, but I mean, it still makes money for me. I wake up every morning and I check it first thing to see where my numbers are at. Do you do that every day? Or
I don't do it every day. I do it, but like I let my manager kind of do that so I don't drive myself crazy. Artists naturally are sensitive and like that's just kind of how it is. Like, oh, you'll hear a rapper be like, I don't care what nobody thinks of me, man. That's bullshit. Everybody cares. So no, I don't, man. I don't do that a lot. In fact, sometimes my girl or like somebody will be like, hey man, like, are you watching? And I'm like, no, I don't want to know. La, 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 la. Don't tell me. Like some days I want to check. Some days I don't even want to know.
I was wondering if people in your life got annoyed that you were just checking your phone all the time, but I guess you try to keep a healthy balance there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're in a long-term relationship, right?
Yep.
Does your partner get mad when like female fans they send you like nasty shit? Do you like
no I show her it like if somebody says some wild shit, you know, I'll show her it, we'll laugh. And so no she doesn't.
What about when you make lyrics like underneath your daughter like some water to a jet ski?
Learn not to test me, working on a version of the best me. Underneath your daughter like some water to a jet ski. They don't gotta like me, but they have to respect me. People want to fight me because I'm back and I'm flexing.
No, that's part of the game, you know. I gotta say what's on my mind and how I feel, and she doesn't care, man. She supports and holds it down for me, man.
You want to play a game? How well does Sam know his own music? If I name a song, could you tell me what album it came from, or if it was a single?
Yeah, sure. Let's try.
5 a.m.
5 a.m. came from the project Neverland, but was also released as a single.
So that was a trick question. See, I got you. Look at you. All right. Going Nowhere.
Going Nowhere was Isolation Chamber.
Yes or no?
Yes or no. Was it from Neverland?
No more Mr. Nice.
No more Mr. Nice. Yeah. Whoa, I don't know my own shit, man.
Yeah. What about That's On Me?
That's On Me came from Samuel is Melton,
which is one of my favorite projects.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
2 more. Right Now.
Right Now was a single.
Correct. Final one. Ring the Bell.
Ring the Bell.
Is a tricky one since it's last, you see.
Ring the Bell. What the fuck? I'm trying to think.
This was not on your album. It was a project you did with someone else.
I did with somebody else. Ring the bell. Is it a single?
No, it's on an album.
It's on an album. Is that the song I did with Leo
That's right.
Rush?
That's right.
He used to be on WWE, man.
Yeah. How'd you link up with that guy?
He just reached out. He's like, yo, you're dope. I watched the show. I rap as well. You know, I'm starting to focus more on my music instead of the wrestling thing. And will you jump on a track? And he sent me it. It was super fire. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he's good. You know, a lot of wrestlers are pretty shitty when it comes to rapping, right? But like,
yeah, a lot of wrestlers try to go the music route and they're pretty bad. And he's good. He can rap.
Yeah. How's that work when you work with someone that you don't really know very well? Do you all just exchange over email or something? Or
yeah. Usually people reach out via social media and then we'll go from there. I'll check their stuff out before I make a direct decision. And at the end of the day, if the music's good, the music's good. At the end of the day, if somebody sends me a record, I don't really care how big you are or how small you are. If someone sends me a dope record, fuck it. Let's do it.
I only heard that song because you were on it, but then I listened to his album some. I knew who he was before that, but like I didn't know that album without hearing you on it. And he edited the N-word out of the song in the chorus. And then the rest of the album, he uses it. Like, you think he did that? Y'all talk about that? Or is he just like...
I think he did that because he probably did that because he was planning on that to like gain some traction, maybe get some radio play, shit like that. I think he did that probably anticipating that it was going to get some play on different places. Which I think it did. I think it got used in a couple of different spots. So I think that was the whole goal, just to make it, clean version.
Do you have a favorite collaboration? You work with Jamil Ali a lot. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's like he's basically like an older brother, like a mentor to me. He got me like my first real deal shows. Some of my first real shows here in the city. Yeah, man. I mean, my favorite that I've done, I got some shit that's not even out yet, bro. That's crazy. I got a record with Flawless that is nuts. I got a record with Caleb Colossus that is nuts. I got a record with a legend from Detroit here that used to work with Jay Dilla named Guilty Simpson.
Oh, yeah, I know Tim.
I've got some shit that's not even out yet that is nuts.
He was on my list of people, but I thought you wouldn't know who he was. That's funny.
You didn't ask? That's great. Yeah, I got a track with him, bro. But yeah, no, I got some shit that's on the way. That's dope. I guess the favorite collaboration that's probably already out that I've done would probably either be Live from Detroit with my buddy Dango.
Never better, my mind is on the cheddar and dough. Like Asiago, the motto is better to flow.
Finna weather my competitors, letting you know to any whack rapper in the game, I'm ready for smoke. Hey, yo, Cuff.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, you wanna bust?
Clever letters, the message propel us to a different state. Holographic image after dinning up your dental plate.
Heavy on any instrumental, I set the record straight. All you rappers say the same old things. I'm a grown-ass man, I don't play no games. And I heard your girl going through a Dango phase. Now she wanna be herself when she say my name.
Just because I like that back and forth, it was a real creative record. And yeah, 2 missed calls with me, Ali, Tommy, Detroit. That shit should have been on the radio, yo. That shit was a great song.
He's really good. Like,
he's a workaholic, bro. Yeah, he's constantly putting out content, constantly working on music. I don't know what we have to do. We're kind of both in the same boat. Like, the talent is there. It's like, we got to catch a song. And like I said, it's the ADHD on to the next mentality, single driven market. So like, you just got to have that one single that catches.
I don't know anything about, marketing music, of course, but like, do you try to get yourself on a soundtrack or a TV show or something like that?
My management takes care of that kind of thing. And we aim for that and a bunch of different stuff. Try to get playlist placements on Spotify.
Yeah, that's so weird, right?
You got to play that whole fucking game with them.
Seeing as that is important, do you think twice about sending a shitty tweet that you hate Spotify or something like that?
No, because I don't hate Spotify. I think they're geniuses. Like, they literally are geniuses, and they change the way that music is consumed. It's brilliant and it's great. And a lot of people blow up because of Spotify, and because they do get that lucky placement or whatever. I just think the way that they pay us is fine.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that the whole company's shit. Because they're brilliant and they're not going anywhere. So
it is my preferred app. Like I have YouTube Music and I have all the things essentially. I did try Tidal for a little bit, but I didn't notice the difference in quality for what you're paying for it versus like the higher end of Spotify is pretty close to it.
Yeah, I've done them all, man. I was doing Tidal for a while, then I was doing Spotify for a while. Then right now, currently I have Apple Music, and every now and then I'll just cancel the subscription and go back to one. I tend to gravitate to Tidal and Apple more than Spotify. Spotify, I feel like, has the best layout and best way for you to discover new music. Like, Apple is like a fucking corporate shit show. You go to that homepage on Apple Music, and it's the same goddamn people that you're looking at.
You're an iPhone guy, I assume.
Yeah.
So I use Android, and the Apple Music app is shit on Android. So
I wouldn't Apple Music if I had an Android. I used to rock a Samsung Galaxy, but I made the switch a few years back just because more compatibility. I make all my music on a Mac. So then like it was getting annoying trying to like transfer files from my MacBook to my Android.
Yeah, they don't make it. They don't want you to play with other things.
So I caved, and I got an iPhone. I haven't gone back. I'll probably stay.
I got my wife the new iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I like that one. Normally, I would not have an iPhone, but that one's pretty legit. So
it's pretty sick, man. That camera's nuts.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, my whole YouTube channel is built off my Samsung phone. Like that's all my videos are recorded on that.
But to answer your question, fuck Spotify. No. It's just that's got to change, man. That's literally why Jay-Z invented Tidal, so they could pay out the artists more. 1 million streams on Spotify is like $4,000. 1 million streams on Tidal pays out like $10,000. Oh, wow. So it's like literally created the app for the artist. Things just got to change.
Do you notice trends in like payout? Like on YouTube, like Christmas time, you're getting more views and more money because everybody's looking for such, and there's more advertiser money. So like my payout for December is gonna be way more than what I'm gonna make in January from YouTube. But like, is music like that, or is it just if it spikes because rhythm flows on the air or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it spikes usually, obviously, when you put out a newer song, because then it pops up in everyone's feed. I don't know. That's a great question. I only notice a pattern like if I drop a new record, like the rest of the catalog will start streaming real well, and it'll kind of dip back down, drop a new song. That song makes sense. Like
for me, like towards the middle of the year, it starts to spike, and it really climbs all the way up to December, and where it's like I'll start to get a big head in December. I'm like, oh yeah, my shit's going legit, and then like I know next month it'll tank down to next to nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you make a song, do you go over and over it again? Like, are you obsessive about it, or how do you decide, like, I'm done with this?
Sometimes you'll get really lucky and the energy will just be there. And you're like, holy shit, I don't have to touch this. This is done. This is incredible. Like sometimes some songs will take me 3 months, man. Like it just depends. Really just all depends.
I heard you say that Higher was your longest song you ever worked on.
Yeah. That took me a long time to make.
Stereo was like 30 minutes for you.
Dude. Yeah. Stereo, I didn't even write. I just punched it in bar for bar. Like I'd come up with a few lines, dope, stop, think of the next one, dope, stop, think of the next one. Like I put that song together in like 30 minutes. So yeah.
Like I listen to Howard Stern a lot, and anytime there's a musician on and they have like a hit song, they always say, it almost always is like, we did this one in 5 minutes. Right. Like it's always like and like for me, Stereo is by far, I would say your top 2 or 3 songs there. Right. I mean,
Sure. Yeah.
And like I like Higher, but I would listen to Stereo all day over Higher. So
the more time you kind of just sit there and obsess over it and like, no, it's not ready. You're just like making it worse. Sometimes it's just like, man, trust it, put it out, see what it does.
What about when you collaborate with someone? Is it, do you tell them anything about their verse? You're like, hey, can you change this? Or I don't like this. Or
if I'm in the studio with them or something, if we're making the music together, we'll send it back and forth. Like, ooh, say it like this though. Or like drop that syllable and do yeah, that happens. Yeah.
What about you? So you talked about Lil Dicky. You like Dave? You watched that show, Dave?
Yeah, it was great.
That's a great show.
Hilarious, man.
Do you feel like it's relatable at any point that now you've had a little bit of TV experience yourself? And like,
yes and no, not really, because like our struggle is kind of different. Because he wants to do the comedy rap, but then also is like wants to be respected for his talent. Like I'm an MC. Like I'm a really good rapper. So his fight is kind of different than my fight. But yeah, no, it's relatable in a little bit of a sense.
Do you watch TV in general different now that you know a little bit what behind the scenes is like?
Totally. Especially reality TV.
Yeah.
Yes. Regular sitcoms and stuff like that, not so much.
Did you watch Hamilton?
Mm-hmm. Saw it live at Chicago.
So as an MC, do you find it like they're good at rapping, or like do you think?
Oh yeah. It was dope, man. It was incredible.
I thought I didn't watch it until it came on Disney Plus, because like I've been a rap fan my whole life, and usually when you hear someone's rapping like on TV, like it's gonna be shitty, and I was like, it's gonna be awful. Within 2 minutes of the show, I'll pause it. I'll go, this is fucking amazing.
No, this is incredible. yeah, it's incredible.
And then I started, because of that show, I started listening to Davi Diggs and Clipping, and like the black dude that was Lafayette and like that. He went to he has his own group called Clipping, and he's solid.
No, it was incredible, man. It was really great production. It was like the biggest play in the last I don't know how many years, man.
Are you a gamer?
I am not. No, not really big into video games, man. I try to focus more so on music, but I'm more of like a retro gamer. Like I have like the original Wii console. I have a GameCube, like I'm into that kind of stuff. Like I'm on the hunt right now for an N64. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm more of like a retro Nintendo kind of gamer. I don't really, games are just like insane these days, man. It's wild. So no, not a gamer.
You should, whenever the world gets back to normal and you start traveling again, you should get Nintendo Switch. That's the best for the plane, right?
Was thinking about it, man. Definitely thinking about it. Yeah, I just don't know like how good the game selection is for that. But like,
It's
yeah.
good. So like when I'm not, in a pandemic, I normally travel for business like twice a month, like 2 weeks a month I'm gone. And like, I mean, it's for what it is, it's pretty solid. That it's a good way to pass, because airports, can get pretty shitty. And then
oh yeah, totally.
Like, what are you watching on TV?
Depends. A lot of Sports Center. Just whatever's popping on Netflix, whatever's popping off on HBO, like it really just depends, man. I'm a big fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I watch Euphoria, Entourage, The Sopranos, all that shit from HBO, and recently got through The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Like whatever's new and whatever's popping, like I'm down for anything.
Do you get obsessive about like music? Like I get obsessed about tech. Like I got every new cell phone comes out. I got watches and all that shebang. Like, are you like super into like this new headphone or new microphone or things like that?
Not necessarily. No, just kind of whatever is working for me. Whatever kind of setup I have, it's just kind of works. And obviously, I'm always interested in getting new gear and gadgets for the music. But no, I don't really obsess over that. No.
Well, over your videos, the ones that you make where you're just home filming yourself, your microphone's changed over the years. So, like, what microphone do you use now?
Right now, I use the Shure SM7B.
Yeah.
You see these a lot in podcasts.
Mm-hmm. It's what Joe Rogan uses, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much a standard right now in the industry for vocals. So I'll use that. I have another condenser microphone from Groove Tubes and stuff like that. It really just depends on what I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to capture some guitar or some vocals, it kind of just depends.
What do you record your songs with? Like, are you this Pro Tools still a thing?
What I use is Logic Pro, and that's like Apple's version of Pro Tools, if you will.
Does that get weird if someone else uses a different tool? Like, does that make it?
No, it's all audio files at the end of the day. So you send it over as a WAV file, or if they ask for MP3 or whatever they want, it's all universal. So it doesn't really matter. It just really depends on what your preference is.
In a non-pandemic world, do you mix and match going to the studio versus working at home, or
both? It was a lot of both before the pandemic hit. So it really just kind of just depends. Depends on who you're working with, what you're trying to do, and those kinds of things. So it really just all depends.